I learn a lot from social media sometimes, but I also am learning that it can be a facade. Hi, my name is Priscilla Grant. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a wife, a mother, and a new grandmother. I run $1 million pediatric home health care agency and a government contracting business. Today, I want to talk about mindset and being able to shift your mindset when you are running a business. I think it's very important to understand that the things you do in your personal life are ultimately going to affect your business. And the things I'm talking about surround money. So if you're making money and you're using that money in your business to fund your lifestyle, your basic needs, pay for your house, pay for your car, things like that, which you should be paying yourself in order to do. So you're paying yourself a salary, but you're also using that business income to fund your wants outside of your needs or the things that make you appear to be successful. I think social media does a fantastic job of making business seem like um almost like a support system. So you're using your business funds to buy a Jeep and write it off because it's 10,000 pounds. Or you're using this LLC to write off things in life. That was a big thing that people were saying. Start a business and write these things off. Travel and write it off. That's not always the thing to do. And sometimes it's not even legal. So you have to be able to take those funds and reinvest them back into the business. Paying yourself is the goal. Paying yourself is also legally what you should be doing depending on your business status. However, one of the things that I've realized is you sometimes have to run the business like you're broke. As an example, one of my first businesses, we got an SBA loan. And I say reinvest in the business, but a lot of the things we were doing for the business wasn't necessary. We were biting at every opportunity that said they could help us in the business. Paying marketers. We were supposed to wrap one car and we wrapped two cars. Buying uniforms, buying shirts, buying expensive business cards. We blew through that SBA money so quickly. It made our head spin. And today we're still paying that money back. When we got the laundromat, we weren't making a lot of money. So things would happen in the business that we couldn't pay for. One time the pipes burst. December, January is a time in Atlanta where things ice over and things freeze. So we were actually out of town. The pipes burst, and one of our biggest money-making days in the laundromat is New Year's Eve. People like to clean all their clothes on New Year's Eve to prepare for the new year. 2 years in a row, our laundromat was closed for New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, we'd make about $1,000 to $1,200 just on that one day. That year, we came back. Our laundromat had been closed for a week. We called a plumber, and it was going to take $600 to come out and diagnose the issue. If the issue was what they thought it was, that was going to be $14,000. And if it wasn't what they thought it was, after paying the $14,000, that was going to be more money. So my husband and I took it upon ourselves to research the problem, diagnose it. We ran our own PVC piping and did what we had to do to fix that issue. We repainted that laundromat. My husband learned how to fix the machines himself. Like, we learned how to remedy the situation without throwing money at it. So when I say reinvest in your business, I mean reinvest in the necessary things, especially when you're starting a new business. Some things you're going to learn how to fix. You're going to have to learn how to fix yourself. Now, there's also the problem of spending money on looking successful. A lot of times people are spending money on buying the new fancy car or, you know, buying the latest handbag. Um, One of those cars, both of those cars we bought were Kias. Uh, One of the reason I buy a Kia is because it comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. My last Kia come with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. So I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this car. And I'm using this car to drive to clients' houses. I'm using this car to meet up with employees and do interviews. I'm using this car to do laundry runs and things like that. So I need a car that's going to last me. And I have 4 children, you know? So I could afford to go buy the BMW or buy the Mercedes, but it's not practical. And I don't want to pay a $1,500 car payment. When I met my husband, we were living in an apartment and we talked about getting a new fancy car. And I said, I don't want to park a luxury vehicle in front of an apartment. If I'm going to pay for a luxury vehicle, I'm going to park it in my garage. So instead, we bought a house. We've been renovating our house. We we started making money and thought we want a bigger house. Um, this isn't enough space. Even though our kids are about to be off to college, our mindset was that if we're successful, we should look successful. And we bought our house back in 2015 for less than $300,000. So instead of buying a new $1 million home, we decided to invest money in fixing up our home. And we had the house repainted. We had the floors done. We put in our own cabinets from IKEA. My husband installed the appliances himself. And now we have a house that looks brand new and a house that we've ultimately increased the value on. And instead of having a $4,000 or $5,000 mortgage payment, we still have our $1,900 mortgage payment for a 5-bedroom home. So it is always beneficial to not take in all of the luxuries of social media. I learn a lot from social media sometimes, but I also am learning that it can be a facade. It can be a place that shows you all the glitz and all the glam. Um, we often use social media as escapism, a way to look into other people's lives and just see the luxury of it. I think that's why we fell in love with reality TV sometimes. But even that has its limits on reality. I think it's very important to take an introspective look at your own goals, what you want out of business, and to understand that sacrifices are going to have to be made to get those things. There's been times that my husband and I have had to go back to work. We both took an Amazon job one time, working at a warehouse. I didn't last long because I didn't feel like picking up a 100-pound fish tank. But my husband stayed a little longer than I did. We saved up money and we made a business move that we wanted to make. We set goals at the beginning of every year. And throughout that year, even though the goal is set and the plan is made, we always make room to pivot. So you have to set your goal. You have to understand, what is the purpose of this business? Where do you want it to be? And where do you want it to go? And what sacrifices do you have to make to get it there? And the moment you start making money, don't think, hey, I need to look like I make money. Because what is looking like you make money look like? So they're millionaires walking amongst us every day, and they look like regular people. They may not have on the latest fashions or the most expensive jewelry, but they're set for life. They're creating generational wealth. And that word has become so cliche, but it's true. And if that's what you want to do with your business, if you want to set yourself up and your children's children up for a successful future, sacrifices will have to be made and you have to be willing to make them. And just because you have the money doesn't mean that you need to spend the money. So I want to use the show to talk about the realism of entrepreneurship, to talk about the successful entrepreneurship that we do, the things that aren't so successful, the struggles that we have in entrepreneurship. And I want it to be a space to be real and be honest, to talk about the time that I did spend money that I shouldn't have spent. And I had to go work a job and make that money up. The time that I lost clients, the times that we've had to cut our expenses in order to save to get the business to the next level. I really hope that you guys join me on this journey because I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I want to share those experiences with you.